To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die. As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so a life well spent brings happy death. The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. While we are mourning the loss of our friend, others are rejoicing to meet him behind the veil. Some people come into our lives, leave footprints on our hearts, and we are never the same. The more sympathy you give, the less you need. Listen to God with a broken heart. He is not only the doctor who mends it but also the Father who wipes away the tears. I know now that we never get over great losses, we absorb them, and they carve us into different, often kinder, creatures. The season of mourning, like spring, summer, fall and winter, will also pass. No matter how prepared you think you are for death of loved one, it still comes as a shock, and it still hurts very deeply. It's hard to forget someone who gave you so much to remember. Death ends a life, not a relationship. All the love you created is still there. All the memories are still there. You live on in the hearts of everyone you have touched and nurtured while you were here. Sorrow is so easy to express and yet so hard to tell. Unable are the loved to die, for love is immortality. Pain is certain, suffering is optional. There are no goodbyes for us. Wherever you are, you will always be in my heart. Grant but memory to us and we lose nothing by death. This is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. The pain of grief is just as much part of life as the joy of love. It is perhaps the price we pay for love, the cost of commitment. Death is a challenge. It tells us not to waste time. It tells us to tell each other right now that we love each other. Grief and love are conjoined. You don't get one without the other. Sympathy does not think. It acts. It acts to remove the ceaseless sufferings of the world. 1,000 moments that I had just taken for granted, mostly because I had assumed that there would be 1,000 more. Darkness may hide the trees and the flowers from the eyes, but it cannot hide love from the soul. The remembrance of the good done those we have loved is the only consolation when we have lost them. What we have once enjoyed we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. May you take comfort in knowing there is one more angel above us. There is no pain so great as the memory of joy in present grief. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming it. To have been loved so deeply, even though the person who loved us is gone, will give us some protection forever. There is no death, only a change of worlds. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Those we love and lose are always connected by heartstrings into infinity. Like a bird singing in the rain, let grateful memories survive in time of sorrow. Although no words can take away the sorrow that you bear, may it be comforting to you to know that others care. It is not length of life, but depth of life. There is no way that I could begin to explain to someone what it feels like being without you. I would say it's like the earth without the sky. You can't truly heal from a loss until you allow yourself to really feel the loss. Absence and death are the same. Only that in death there is no suffering. There is a land of the living and a land of the dead, and the bridge is love, the only survival, the only meaning. I have sometimes been wildly, despairingly, acutely miserable, racked with sorrow, but through it all I still know quite certainly that just to be alive is a grand thing. There is no greater sorrow than to recall happiness in times of misery. Truly, it is in the darkness that one finds the light, so when we are in sorrow, then this light is nearest of all to us. I would trade all of my tomorrows for just one more day with you. Life is eternal, and love is immortal, and death is only a horizon, and a horizon is nothing save the limit of our sight. I hold you with hands you cannot feel. I whisper words you cannot hear. I will never leave your side. I never left you, I'm still here. If there was less sympathy in the world, there would be less trouble in the world. There will never be a day when I won't think of you and wish you were here by my side. A mother's grief is as timeless as her love. And we wept that one so lovely should have a life so brief. To desire and expect nothing for oneself and to have profound sympathy for others is genuine holiness. We are all the pieces of what we remember. We hold in ourselves the hopes and fears of those who love us. As long as there is love and memory, there is no true loss. Every time a tear forms in your beautiful eyes, look up to the heavens and there you will see me, smiling down from God's glorious skies. Those we love can never be more than a thought away, for as long as there's a memory they live in our hearts to stay. Sometimes I don't want to talk about it. Not to anyone. No one at all. I just want to think about it on my own, because it is mine, and no one else's. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. So say it loud and let it ring. We are all part of everything. The future, present, and the past. Fly on, proud bird. You're free at last. Perhaps they are not stars in the sky, but rather openings where our loved ones shine down to let us know they are happy. Do not think of me as gone. I am with you still in each new dawn. Wishing you strength for today and hope for tomorrow. Gone from our sight, but never from our hearts. All things grow with time, except grief. When the heart grieves over what it has lost, the spirit rejoices over what it has left. Your life was a blessing, your memory a treasure. You are loved beyond words and missed beyond measure. When he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. What is lovely never dies, but passes into another loveliness, star dust or sea foam, flower or winged air. The darker the night, the brighter the stars, the deeper the grief, the closer is God. They say that a part of you dies when a special loved one passes away. I disagree. I say a part of you lives with your loved one on the other side. The world is very quiet without you around. Your absence has gone through me like thread through a needle. Everything I do is stitched with its color. When I am lonely, I think of you and all that you brought to my life. Your memory rests gently on my soul. When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. A great soul serves everyone all the time. A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. We must embrace our pain and burn it as a fuel for our journey. We should feel sorrow, but not sink under its oppression. Bear and endure. This sorrow will one day prove to be for your good. Grief is the price we pay for love. He spoke well who said that graves are the footprints of angels. Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Our trials, our sorrows, and our griefs develop us. Whoever you hold in the heart of you, is forever and always a part of you. Those who weep recover more quickly than those who smile. It's sad when someone you know becomes someone you knew. Though lovers be lost, love shall not, and death shall have no dominion. However long the night, the dawn will break. For death is no more than a turning of us over from time to eternity. A great soul serves everyone all the time. A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again.